After 9 months building side projects with 10 GenAI frameworks like LangChain, LlamaIndex, Haystack, AutoGen, CrewAI, and DSPy, I spent time trying out 10 GenAI frameworks by building small projects. With LangChain, I made a chatbot that could answer questions from my PDF notes. LangGraph helped me create a travel planner that remembered my past choices and give better trip ideas. Using AutoGen, I set up two AI where one wrote code and other reviewed like a coding buddy. With CrewAI, I set up a small AI team. One wrote, one edited, and one made images. SuperAGI worked well for research helper that browsed the web and summarized notes. Haystack was useful for making a search tool that answered questions from documents. LlamaIndex became a study helper that explained answer from my text. Before we start topic, let me ask you a simple question. Comment your answer. Which company initiative created the MCP Model Context Protocol? OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Microsoft, Anthropic. In this video, you will learn what a GenAI framework is, how easy it is set up, which ones are available, and how you can use them to build your own GenAI application. Most importantly, you will find which ones are effective and worth your time. This video is a bit long, but stay till the end. I promise you will learn a lot about GenAI framework. You will find all the links for the detailed study of these frameworks here is in the description of video. When I first sat down to build my GenAI app, I was excited and full of ideas until I faced the big question, which framework should I pick? CrewAI looked easy to start. AutoGen offered flexible conversation and LangGraph promised you will learn something important. There isn't a single best tool. Each framework is built for different jobs. Some make your work easier with shortcut, while others give you more control if you want to dig deeper. Multi-agent system where many AI helpers work together are exciting but still new and bit tricky. Some frameworks have big, active communities with plenty of support, while others are smaller but more creative. As a developer, you will also need to decide whether to use ready-made framework or build everything yourself. All these projects are possible because of the framework you use. But before you go deeper, let's step back and look at what is generative AI framework really is. A Gen AI framework is like a big set of tools that helps people build apps with AI models like ChatGPT, Cloud, or Gemini. The framework is not brain itself. Instead, it gives you the pieces you need to connect the brain to your app. It's like a Lego block. One block is the AI model, another block is your data, and other block can be memory or search. The framework helps you fit those blocks together so they work well. Without a framework, you would have to write a lot of hard code to make the AI do anything useful. With a framework, you can build much faster. You can add things like chatbot apps that answer questions, or even teams of AI working together. Generative AI tools are evolving quickly. At first, you probably saw the space grow fast and feel a bit chaotic. Now you can see things settling down. Tools are becoming more focused and mature. There isn't a single best framework for everyone. The right choice really depends on the kind of application you want to create. In general, most projects fit into three broad categories. Full applications, where many components work together. Apps powered by outside information, using RAG. Multi-agent apps, where several AIs collaborate like a team. Which of these frameworks do you think fits your project best? Comment the name below. Here is a closer look at the today's leading framework: LangChain, LlamaIndex, Haystack, AutoGen, CrewAI, and DSPy. Each is examined for its design, developer friendliness, readiness for real application, the areas where it is truly shines. Now let's discuss what criteria did I use to compare these frameworks. Core criteria for comparing framework: To make a fair and useful comparison, this video looks at every framework using the same set of key points based on proven software and AI practices. The first criteria for comparing this framework is their architecture. Architecture style. What is main design idea behind the framework? For example, is it flexible built-in your way toolkit like LangChain, a data-focused system like LlamaIndex, a step-by-step by pipeline like Haystack, or an AI agent-first setup like AutoGen? The second criteria for comparing these frameworks is developer experience. How easy it is to learn and use. This includes how clear the guides are, how simple it is to find and fix problems, and whether the tools feel natural to work with. The third criteria for comparing these frameworks is production readiness and scaling. Can it grow from small tests to real products used by many people? This means checking deployment, monitoring, speed under heavy use, error handling, and long-term care. The fourth criteria for comparing these frameworks is ecosystem and connections. How well does it plug into other tools? A strong framework can work with many language models, databases, data sources, outside services, essential for real-world apps. The last criteria for comparing these frameworks is special strengths. What does this framework do best? Knowing each tool's strongest skill helps match it right kind of project. To see how these pieces work in practice, we will move into the first set of framework come from orchestration layer. The orchestration layer is central brain of the most generative AI apps. It coordinates how language model, data sources, and outside tools work together. Three main frameworks LangChain, LlamaIndex, and Haystack lead this area, but each follows a very different way of thinking. Knowing these differences is key to choosing the right base of your project. The next step is to break down these three frameworks one by one so we can compare their strengths and trade-offs more clearly. LangChain became the go-to choice for building LLM apps because it got an early start and aimed high. It was designed to be modular Swiss Army knife that can handle almost any use case. Its core idea is to give developer maximum flexibility and room to extend or customize. Now I will compare on first criteria, architecture. LangChain architecture is built around a set of powerful composable abstractions. LangChain gives you simple way to work with hundreds of language and embedding models. It hides the tricky differences between providers so you don't get logged into using just one company. Once you have your model ready, you need to clear way to talk to them. Prompts. Instead of writing the same prompt over and over, developers use prompt template. These act like fill-in-the-blank instructions that can change based on the user's input. Next comes the steps of linking these pieces together. Chains. Chains were the first big idea in LangChain. They are like step-by-step paths. A simple chain might take what a user types, put into prompts template, and send it to language model. As the framework grew, a more powerful way to connect steps was created. LangChain expression language is a newer and stronger way to link parts of an app. It's easy. Pipe-like style makes it simple to connect pieces, and it works faster and better streaming background support. Finally, LangChain is organized into key building blocks to handle common tasks. The core modules there are three main modules: retrieval for loading, splitting and searching documents, agents for picking and using the right tools, and memory for keeping track of the conversation so it can continue smoothly. Now I will evaluate on developer experience. LangChain's biggest strength, doing almost everything, can also be its biggest drawback. Using it often means balancing power with extra complexity that comes with it. Strengths. LangChain works with almost every big language model, vector database, and API out there. This wide network connections make it great for quickly testing new ideas and for building complex apps that need to link to many different services. Many people also use it as a learning tool to understand how LLM systems are built. But with these strengths, some downsides are there. Weaknesses. I will complain that even simple projects need to install lots of extra packages. This makes app bigger, harder to manage, and more likely to have conflict. In 2023 updates sometimes broke older code, which made it tough to keep apps running. I will say LangChain is many layer hide. What's really happening? So finding and fixing problem can mean digging through long confusing error messages. These extra layers can also waste tokens, leading to higher cost. Strength and weaknesses helps to see how LangChain has responded and grown over time. Now I will evaluate on production readiness. LangChain's journey shows how new technology grows up. At first, it added features very quickly and became the market leader. But this rush also caused messy code and made life harder for developers. After hearing feedback and feeling competition, the team worked to make it more stable and professional. In early 2024, they released version 0.1, promising a more stable API. They also launched LangSmith, a tool trace, debug, and test LLM apps so they can run safely in product. Another new tool, LangServe, helps turn LangChain projects into ready-to-use API. Together, these changes show the LangChain is moving beyond quick experiments and becoming a stronger business-ready platform. After seeing how LangChain has grown and matured, the next step is LlamaIndex, which tackles different pieces of generative AI puzzles. LlamaIndex, where LangChain tries to cover many different uses, LlamaIndex goes deep in one main area. Its main goal is to best tool for linking language model to your own data. It is built to make every step of the Retrieval-Augmented Generation (RAG) process work smoothly, a key method for creating AI apps that can answer questions using private or custom informations. Let's evaluate architecture and RAG life cycle. So LlamaIndex is built to follow every steps in life cycle of RAG applications. Data connectors. The first step is bringing data into systems. LlamaIndex has over 160 ready-made connectors in Llama Hub, so it can pull information from many places like APIs, PDFs, SQL databases, and team tools such as Notion and Slack. Once the data is inside, it needs to be organized so it's easy to find later. Indexing. LlamaIndex takes care of hard work of breaking documents into smaller pieces, adding helpful tags, and tuning them into number-based vectors, embeddings. These are stored in spatial index structure, most often vector store index, which can work with more than 40 different vectors database system. With the data neatly indexed, the next step is to make it easy search and use. So engines is there querying. LlamaIndex provide high-level tools for asking questions and having conversation with the stored data. Query engines handle one-off questions, while chat engines keep track of multi-turn conversations. It also supports advanced RAG methods like sentence window retrieval, auto-merging retrieval to give more accurate answers. After understanding its structure, next let's see what the day-to-day developer experience is like. LlamaIndex is known for being easier to learn than LangChain, especially when the goal is to build one big reason is how it handles the setup work. Its high-level tools hide most of the boring, repeated code needed to build a RAG pipeline. I created a working question answering apps over a folder of documents with just a few lines of code. So this clear focus leads to another benefits because it centers on data retrieval and bringing answers together. LlamaIndex lets developer get useful results quickly without worrying about complicated orchestration steps. So quick results are great for getting started, but running real business application requires more. Let's look at how LlamaIndex support enterprise needs and production workloads. Like LangChain, LlamaIndex is built with business in mind. Its strongest business feature is managed service called Llama Cloud. Llama Cloud handles tasks like reading, loading, and searching data for you. A key part of it is Llama Parse, a special tool made to read complex PDFs with things like nested tables, charts, and images, something many companies struggle with. This focus leads to clear advantage. By making it easier to work with messy real-world data, LlamaIndex stands out as a reliable production-ready choice for big data-heavy application. While LlamaIndex focuses on easy data connection and retrieval, Haystack is built for well-structured pipeline-driven workflows. Let's explore how it works. Haystack, created by DeepSets, come to orchestration with a different starting point: enterprise search. Its main idea is to build systems that are easy to scale, ready for real-world use, and clear about how they work. Unlike the more flexible LangChain, Haystack follows a stronger set of rules built around a clear pipeline that connects and runs all parts. Let's explore architecture. Haystack is built around a clear pipeline based design. A Haystack app is made by linking a series of nodes. Each node is one specific job into a single, well-ordered flow. Let's look at the main pieces that makes this work. Core components. The key building block includes document store by saving data. Work well with tools like Elasticsearch. File converters to read different file types. Preprocessor to clean and break data into chunks. Embedders to turn text into vectors. Retrievers to find the right pieces of data using either vector search or keyword search. Rankers to reorder the results so the best ones come first. Generators, the LM part, to create the final answer. Next comes the way these parts work together. Pipelines. Developers set up exactly how each part links together in pipeline. This setup makes it easy to follow and fix the flow of data. It's especially useful for advanced search such as blending keywords and vector search, then reordering the combined results before creating the final answer. Use cases and strengths. Haystack roots in enterprise search show up in what it does best. Its science when building looks like smart search, question answering over documents, and other systems that pull the right knowledge at scale. Haystack pipeline can be saved and packaged for cloud setups like Kubernetes, and it connects well with logging and monitoring tools. For teams that need support, reliable search from day one, Haystack is often the best fit. But this power brings some trade-offs. Let's evaluate on developer experience. Because focuses on big production ready projects, getting started can make more work. Its clear pipeline design is easy to follow, but setting it up and tuning it can be harder than with tools made for quick testing. The learning curve can feel steep for developers new to natural language processing or search. Still, teams experience in these areas often like Haystack's well-structured style more than the black box feel of some other frameworks. Stepping back, it helps to see how all three major frameworks compare. If you think of the building and LLM apps as a construction project, so LangChain is like a giant, all-purpose toolbox that lets you build in many different ways. LlamaIndex is like a master librarian, focused on perfectly organizing and retrieving information. Haystack is like an engineer's blueprint with heavy-duty parts, ideal for making a strong, scalable search system. Choosing between them depends on whether your main need is flexible orchestration, specialized data retrieval, or large-scale, reliable search. So we have explored the main tools for orchestrating data and search. The next question is how AI can go beyond simple retrieval and start reasoning and acting on its own into the agentic frontier. While orchestration framework focus on moving data and making LM calls, a new type of tool is appearing, agentic framework. Their goal is bigger, creating team of AI agents that can plan and work together. These frameworks give agents the setup they need to talk, share tasks, and solve problems too big for just one model. The main players here: AutoGen, CrewAI, and LangGraph. So different design styles, balancing easy use with detailed control. So Microsoft's AutoGen. AutoGen is tool made by Microsoft Research. It helps computer programs work together by talking to each other. The main idea is that when these agents have planned conversation, they can solve hard problems step by step. We understand what AutoGen is. The next step is to see how it is built, its architecture and the layers that work like building blocks. AutoGen features a flexible layer architecture that allows developers to work at different level of abstractions. AutoGen features a flexible layer of architecture that allows developers to work at different layer of abstractions. Core API at base of AutoGen is the core API. It works like a fast message center that sends and receives nodes as soon as events happen. This helps many agents talk to each other safely and smoothly, whether they are on the same computer or spread out in different places. Agent Chat API on top of core is the Agent Chat API. It works like an easy chat room where agents can talk and plan. So this layer makes it quick to set up common chats, such as two agents having a talk or group of working together to fix a job. Extension. The extension layer lets AutoGen grow by adding new parts. You can plug in extra tools like different AI brains, places to safely run code, or special type of agents. This way AutoGen can keep learning new tricks and handles more kinds of work. Strength and weaknesses. So AutoGen is strong because it can handle many different ways of talking and working together. It isn't stuck with just one style of teamwork. This makes it great for hard jobs that needs planning, trying again, fixing mistakes. One big example is writing computer code. A writer agent makes the code, safeguard agent checks it for safety, and an executor agent run it to give feedback. AutoGen can also help with research, data analysis, and other projects where a team review each other's work and shares ideas. So our developer experience, AutoGen is very flexible, but that also makes it harder to learn. My experience say it can be tricky to set up because you need to understand how its conversation work. The instruction can also be confusing, especially when versions change. To help with this, Microsoft made AutoGen Studio. It's no-code, drag and drop tool that lets people build and test multi-agent workflow by simply clicking and drawing, which makes starting much easier. AutoGen is powerful but can be tricky to set up. This is where CrewAI comes in. It aims to make team-based AI projects simpler. Let's find out how. CrewAI chooses a different path. It focuses on being simple and easy to understand. The main idea is to make AI agents work together like people on a team. This design helps you start building multi-agent projects quickly and without much setup. So architecture, CrewAI architecture is built around a simple, powerful metaphor. A crew of agents working on a project. So agents in CrewAI, every agent has its own role, like senior research analyst. Each one also gets a goal, which is the job it must do. A backstory that gives background and hints, and a list of tools it can use to get job done. Tasks in CrewAI, every task is a single job given to an agent. The task explains what to do and what to finish. Results should look like. Processes. The part explains how agents work together. In CrewAI, tasks can be done in two main ways. Sequential, agents finish jobs one after another, like steps in a recipe. Hierarchical, a manager agents gives jobs to other agents and then combines their work into one result. Crew, the crew is like the team leader that pulls everything together. It gathers the agents, this task, and then the way they will work, then start with whole projects. We understand how CrewAI runs projects, but how well does it really perform? Let's look at the strengths and weaknesses. CrewAI's biggest strength is that it is easy to use. Its role-based setup is simple to understand, so developers can quickly turn live teams' jobs into an AI team. It works great for quick testing and projects that fit a team structure, like a marketing pipeline with a market research, a copywriter, and social media manager. Even though CrewAI is its own system, it can also connect with LangChain tool. This means you can enjoy CrewAI simple. This means you can enjoy CrewAI simple teamwork while using the many extra tools that LangChain offers. CrewAI keeps things simple. LangGraph takes a different path by using graph to plan how agents talk and share work. LangGraph is a tool from LangChain made to fix the limits of its older straight line chain design. So it's understand the smart AI agents sometimes need to loop, branch out, or remember things as they work. LangGraph lets developer build these complex systems like a graph, giving them more detailed control over every step. Architecture. LangGraph represents agentic workflows as a state graph. Nodes. Each node in the graph is a function or a LangChain component that perform a unit of work. Edges. Edges connect the nodes and define the flow of control. A key feature is the ability to have conditional edges, where the next step is determined by the output of the current node. State. The graph works with shared state objects, while it's like a notebook that moves from step to the next step. The notebook keeps important memories and details, so the whole project remember what has already happened. So that's very helpful for long or repeat tasks. The graph design in LangGraph can create loops, which are helpful when agents need to try again, fix mistakes, or wait for human help. LangGraph gives more detailed control than CrewAI, AutoGen, and AgentGen. This makes it perfect for building custom, professional agents with complex, twisty plans instead of simple, step-by-step jobs. It is meant for designing thinking system of a smart agent. Today, LangGraph is a base for the newest agents in the LangChain family. Together, CrewAI, AutoGen, and LangGraph. So, a clear trade-off between simplicity and control. CrewAI is the easiest to start with but has a fixed team style. AutoGen is the middle, giving flexible conversation. LangGraph offers the most control and freedom but needs you build the graph logic yourself. CrewAI, AutoGen, and LangGraph help us to build a strong agents team. Now let's discover paradigm shifter and specialized toolkits that take the paradigm shifters and specialized toolkit. While tools like CrewAI, AutoGen, and LangGraph help organize and manage AI agents, a new kind of tool is starting to appear. These tools don't just connect parts, they change how AI is built in the first place. They sit even deeper in the AI tool and bring fresh new ideas to the world of generative AI. The first tool is DSPy, the shift from prompting to programming. DSPy, created by Stanford University researchers, bring a bold new idea. Instead of only writing prompts to guide AI, developers can program the language model itself. This means they don't have to rely on the guesswork or fragile prompt tricks. Instead, they can use a clear step-by-step method that can improved and tested. How it works. So the DSPy compiler, the big new idea in DSPy is it's a special compiler. Normally, a developer might spend hours changing prompt to get the right answer. With DSPy, it works the other way around. The developer writes a simple Python program that describes the thinking step, and the compiler builds the best prompt for them. In DSPy, the developers first set up signatures, which tell the system what goes in and what should come out of each step, like turning a question into an answer. Next, they combine these signatures into a bigger plan using ready-made modules such as DSPy Chain of Thoughts or DSPy React. These modules explain what needs to happen but not the exact word for the prompts. Finally, the developer provides a few example problems and answer plus a goal for success. A DSPy optimizer then runs the AI many times. testing and fine-tuning different prompts and examples, and picks the best mix to make the program work well. When DSPy finishes its work, it gives carefully tuned prompt for each step of the program, made to fit the target AI model and the task. This is very different from the older tools like LangChain, where developers write and manages their own prompts. DSPy instead builds and improves the prompts automatically, treated them like a something that computer can compile and optimize instead of handmade text. This makes program easier to keep up, move to new AI models, and reuse. DSPy is still new and growing, and it can take extra computer time, where it tests many prompts, and sometimes it has trouble reading the AI answers. But for jobs where top accuracy really matters, like pulling out detailed facts or solving tough multi-step questions, its careful programmatic method gives a big advantage and points to future where developers focus on writing program, not prompts. In the future, AI tools will keep getting more flexible and mixable. The border between orchestration, data handling, and agent control will blend together. Instead of one giant program that does everything, there will be many small specialized tools that work well together. The best developer will know how to pick the right tools and fit them together to build the next wave of smart application. The study gives clear advice based on different needs. It, if you are working on apps that needs a lot of data handling, like taking in, storing, and finding information quickly, LlamaIndex is the best fit because it is built for the job. If you need maximum freedom, lots of ready connections, and the ability to set up every complex custom flows, LangChain with its LangGraph module is the strongest options, though it can be harder to use. And if your goal is to build solid, larger scale search system for business use, Haystack is great choice because of its strong pipeline-based design. In the fast-growing area of AI agents, CrewAI is the easiest and quickest way to test ideas for role-based multi-agent system. AutoGen is better when you need to research and build more complex conversations between multiple agents. DSPy takes a very different approach by replacing manual prompt writing with the automated system that focuses on speed and accuracy. This makes it the best choice when you need results that are both correct and reliable. Overall, the guide is meant to help these leaders, architects, and developers understand the option and choose the right tools with confidence.